After just 3 minutes of watching this video, your life will not remain the same. My mind changed completely, and I can't ignore what I've realized. Whether you are spiritual, into the New Age, a magician, a Christian, or a Muslim, whoever you are, listen to this. First, the word Muslim means a person who submits and surrenders to God. Let's keep that in mind. That's why people say that Jesus was a Muslim, because he submitted to the will of God. Personally, I went through many experiences in the New Age, magic, Wicca, and other paths. I was searching for a long time. There is a lot in those paths that seems true, that feels right. But the reality is, they demand effort, energy, and constant work. Because in them, you are trying to bend reality to your will. It's the will of your human self, your mind, your body, your conscious and subconscious desires. You try to shape your reality and control it according to what you want, isn't that so? That's all it really is. But there is a will far greater than this, the will of God Almighty and the will of your higher self. Just as you have a lower self, impulsive, instinctive, animalistic, you also have a higher self, the part of you that is directly connected to God Almighty. And because those practices are not sustainable, you always need to repeat the rituals. You remain in a hunger that never ends and a thirst that is never quenched. Because it is all rooted in this material world, where everything devours everything else and is constantly recycled. That's why it is considered satanic. It is literally chained and confined to this world. So your human will ends up clashing with the divine will. You are not really changing yourself from the inside. You are only trying to manipulate the outside. What is required instead is to submit yourself to the will of God, the higher will. You don't submit reality to your desires, you submit yourself to God's will. And that happens through virtue, through love, mercy, honesty, trustworthiness, sincerity, and disciplining your soul. And I forgot to mention, this also includes staying away from excessive desires and overindulgence in physical pleasures, like constantly chasing entertainment and instant gratification. This is the path to the elevation of your soul. This is the path that Jesus showed people. And this is the path Muslims follow. They do not drown themselves in empty entertainment cultures. They don't listen to worldly music. They don't watch content filled with violence or pornography. They don't chase every passing trend. They don't drink alcohol, and they don't participate in a culture built on casual physical relationships. I realize that this path of constant pleasure is actually the opposite of ascension. It is a descent to the lowest level, the path of temporary satisfaction. It can never be a means of spiritual ascent because it's simply not logical. You are trying to use your animal desires and human impulses to rise above those very desires. It doesn't work like that. And the timing of this realization is incredible. It is literally the month of Ramadan, the month in which we fast. We fast from everything that creates addiction. We fast and we learn discipline. Isn't that true? This is the real death of the ego. We used to think that ego death happens in those strange rituals, but it doesn't. If it really did, you would abandon them completely once you saw their reality. The true death of the ego happens when you say, my will, my body, my mind, my desires. These are what keep me imprisoned in this material world, in this third dimension, which is the realm of Satan. My entire spiritual vision has been flipped. I now believe that Islam is what Christianity was meant to be. This was the message of Jesus to the people. You do not need unsustainable rituals to please God. You can connect directly to the one God, and you have the ability to do that through virtue. Through virtue alone, you ascend. And Jesus was the most virtuous of people. This is what I have been thinking about non-stop for 3 days. This truth has not left my mind for a single moment. And the strangest part is this. When I now watch content that I used to see as normal or even close to my beliefs, I see it differently. I see it as sorcery, paganism, and low, dark energy. I never felt this way about those paths before. Something happened, something beyond my mind, and I don't think I can ever go back.